Toba Perez was born a half Mazik in the city of Rimon under the reign of the emir before he sailed away in exile. She died a half Mazik in the city of Rimon under the reign of King Relam before he rode his horse into the sea. For most of her life she was bound by an amulet that left her small and weak. She could walk, but she could not run. She could talk, but she could not sing. She was sickly and often housebound, till the day her amulet was broken, and she reclaimed her magic. She made mud creatures that came alive. She made parts of herself into birds and knew what it felt like to fly. She became fish and knew what it felt like to breathe water. She'd learned to run and to sing, all in the space of a single season. The autumn of the year the Jews were sent away from Rimon. Then she died, violently and quickly. Nevertheless, during her abbreviated life, bookended by the amulet at one end and her murder at the other, Toba performed 2 feats never before carried out in all the history of Mazikdom. The first of these was to save the life of the heir of Luz. The second was to create a Buchuk, who became independent enough to survive Toba's own death. No one, save possibly the peregrine of Rimon, knew precisely how many of the heirs of Luz had been murdered since the death of the queen, but it had been many. Until Toba saved Barsilay Bedroer in La Caseria's prison, none had survived more than a few months. This was significant in ways that Toba herself did not understand, because a surviving heir set things in motion that had been stalled since the day that Luz had fallen beneath the sea. As for the Buchuk, Toba did not know how or why she'd made her, if not to die in Toba's stead. It seemed to be the natural order for the creation to die before the creator, or at least that was what had been decided when Toba Bet was sent to marry Sidon the Limer, while Toba herself went to rescue Barsilay. Toba the Elder had believed she was taking the safer path. Toba the Younger had believed she was on her way to meet her own end. Instead, Toba Bet had survived, and Toba had perished at the hand of the Courser of Rimon, a gruesome death that had sent her spirit hurtling into the void. She and Toba Bet had both felt it, the initial pain, followed by the slow extinguishment of her consciousness, leaving nothing but the original Toba's awareness that she was very much alone in the void. And even this awareness was slowly winking out. It was a screaming sort of horror slipping into non-existence, and Toba fought it as it crept up through her mind, thinking, as all Maziks did in those final moments, that if she only willed herself to remain, she could not cease to exist. The edge of the void was terrible, they all told themselves. But it must be better than the void itself. Nothing could be worse than that. Toba held fast for so long she began to think she had beaten it. Perhaps if she let her will drift from fighting for one moment and let her mind shift to more pleasant thoughts, she might know something other than nothingness. This, of course, was how all Maziks died.